Why do intelligent, hardworking people remain financially trapped while others continue to prosper? The answer may not be what you've been taught. What if I told you that wealth has very little to do with money? In fact, by the time money appears in your life, the real work has already been done. Most people believe that increasing their income is the first step toward becoming wealthy. It isn't. Wealth begins with the way you think, the way you make decisions, and the habits you repeat every single day. Every financial result you experience is first preceded by an internal process. Your beliefs influence your decisions. Your decisions become your actions. Your actions become your habits. And your habits ultimately shape your financial outcomes. If you want different results, you cannot simply change your bank account. You must first change the system that produces the results that you are currently living by. Here's today's wealth formula: thoughts to decisions to actions, habits to results to wealth. Many people try to skip directly to wealth while ignoring everything that comes before it. But sustainable wealth is built by strengthening each step of the process. Here's today's questions. Curious, which part of your behavioral routine needs the most work? Your thinking, your decisions, your habits, or your actions? Before meaningful change can occur, we must first understand that our external results are reflections of our internal condition. Every decision we make, every habit we develop, and every outcome we experience begins long before our actions are ever seen. It begins within us. Throughout this series, I will introduce the Triadic Alignment model, a framework that emphasizes the importance of bringing the cranial brain, the heart, and the gut into purposeful alignment. In this series, I refer to these three centers as the cranial brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain. When these three systems work together in harmony, our thoughts, emotions, convictions, and actions become more consistent. This alignment creates a stronger foundation for discipline, sound decision-making, and long-term success. One of the greatest barriers to success is what I describe as Gnats, or negative acidic toxins. Within this framework, Gnats represent destructive patterns that can influence the way we think, feel, and behave. Fear, procrastination, self-doubt, chronic excuses, resentment, envy, and limiting beliefs are examples of the kinds of patterns that can keep us from reaching our full potential. Left unchallenged, these negative patterns become repeated behaviors. Repeated behaviors become habits. Habits produce results. If we continually feed destructive patterns, we should not be surprised when they produce undesirable outcomes. Lasting change requires more than wishing for different results. It requires transforming what consistently shapes our decisions. In contrast, this framework encourages the development of PENs, or positive essential nutrients. PENs represent the constructive habits, attitudes, and disciplines that nourish personal growth. Gratitude, appreciation, integrity, consistency, patience, responsibility, courage, disciplined thinking, and purposeful action are examples of the qualities that strengthen character and support lasting success. Transformation begins when we intentionally replace destructive patterns with constructive ones. We do not simply attempt to remove negative habits. We replace them with healthier ways of thinking, stronger emotional discipline, and more purposeful actions. Over time, consistent practice builds new habits that produce better outcomes. As the cranial brain becomes more disciplined, the heart becomes more aligned with worthy values, and the gut develops greater conviction to act. The three centers begin working together rather than against one another. Within this model, this is what I call triadic alignment. It is the process of bringing thought, conviction, and action into harmony. The wealth formula reminds us that wealth is not the starting point. Wealth is the outcome. Our thoughts influence our decisions. Our decisions guide our actions. Repeated actions become habits. Habits produce results. Over time, those results determine whether wealth is created, captured, and preserved. Every lesson in this series is designed to help you identify the gnats that may be limiting your progress while strengthening the pens that support lasting growth. Small improvements applied consistently produce meaningful transformation over time. As you continue through this series, I encourage you to examine your thoughts honestly, evaluate your decisions carefully, and practice these principles consistently. True transformation begins within, and every positive change starts with the willingness to think differently and act intentionally. Share your answer in the comments. I'm D.R.S. Hakim, and these are lessons from the Retrain Your Brain and Heart for Financial Success series, sponsored by the Triadic Alignment Wealth Institute. I hope today's lesson has increased your awareness and given you practical principles you can begin applying immediately. Knowledge becomes power only when it is put into action. Live long, maintain high standards, perform the best deeds, and continue to prosper. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you in the next exciting lesson.
Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. There is much more to discover. We look forward to seeing you in our next exciting lesson.